the news today, oh boy.
It's time for Nicole Sandler's What's News from NicoleSandler.com and the Progressive Voices Network.
Tropical storm Ella is moving towards Florida's west coast on Tuesday after making landfall in Cuba and tearing through the Cayman Islands on Monday. The projected path has Elsa headed for landfall in the Tampa Bay area late Tuesday into Wednesday, bringing with it 3 to 5 inches of rain along with heavy winds and storm surge. Search and rescue efforts at the Surfside condo collapse site have grown even more urgent as Elsa gets closer. And although southeast Florida won't get a direct hit, the storm could bring rain and dangerous winds that further complicate the search. Sunday night's demolition of the rest of the building has made efforts easier, though residents were not allowed to retrieve belongings before the building was taken down. It's been almost 2 weeks since the collapse, but rescue teams are still holding out hope that they may find survivors in the rubble. So far, 117 people remain unaccounted for. 28 people are confirmed to have died. As much as everyone is trying to get back to normal, the fact remains that COVID-19 is still a threat. And states with below average vaccination rates have almost triple the rate of new COVID-19 cases compared to states with above average rates of vaccination. This huge disparity underscores the two Americas that are emerging between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. In the UK, Prime Minister Boris Johnson revealed plans to lift most of the lockdown rules by the middle of the month, despite the rise in cases. He said, quote, "We must reconcile ourselves, sadly, to more deaths from COVID," proclaiming that they're just going to have to learn to live with it. Wow.
I've decided to decline the offer of tenure. I will not be teaching on the faculty of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. It's a very difficult decision, not a decision I wanted to make. And instead, I'm going to be the inaugural night chair in race and journalism at Howard University.
That is journalist Nicole Hannah-Jones, who created the landmark 1619 project for the New York Times, Tuesday morning, announcing that she would decline the University of North Carolina's 11th hour tenure offer and instead go to Howard University. It's a historically black university in Washington, D.C., and her role there will be as the inaugural night chair in race and reporting. Good for her. In case you hadn't already heard, there's been another massive ransomware attack. It's affected between 800 and 1,500 businesses already here in the U.S. The attack was on Miami-based software vendor Masaya, whose products are widely used by IT management companies. An analysis of the software shows it was created by Revil, a ransomware gang believed to operate out of Eastern Europe or Russia. This group is demanding a $70 million payment in Bitcoin for a decryptor tool. The White House is urging companies that believe their systems were compromised to immediately report it to the Internet Crime Complaint Center. And we wait as businesses reopen after the holiday weekend to see how many more were hit. Well, if it is Tuesday, July 6th, it is 6 months to the day after the Capitol insurrection. Over 500 people have already been arrested, and more arrests are expected. And now we learn that the Justice Department is actively going after those who attacked working press. They've begun arresting some of those who allegedly surrounded a group of reporters outside the Capitol, ran them off, and then destroyed tens of thousands of dollars worth of their gear. For example, Joshua Dillon Haynes of Virginia was the 5th person to be arrested on such charges in the past week. He was charged with smashing journalist equipment outside the Capitol and then text bragging about it to a friend. Now, there is no federal law specifically against attacking a journalist, so the Justice Department has charged those who went after the reporters or their gear on January 6th with committing violence in the restricted grounds of the Capitol or destroying property on the Capitol grounds. More such arrests are expected, according to officials. But tensions remain extremely high 6 months later, with little progress in easing them. Punchbowl News points out a few remaining issues. For instance, Congress has not yet approved additional security funding for the Capitol complex. The nearly $2 billion package remains stalled in the Senate. Also, U.S. Capitol Police is opening field offices in Florida and California to investigate threats to members of Congress, with the potential of more offices opening as well. The House finally voted to create a select committee last week to look into the attack after a proposal to establish a bipartisan commission was blocked by Republicans. And, of course, there is a concerted effort by many in the Republican Party, including quite a few lawmakers who were in the Capitol on January 6th, to downplay the incident or minimize the impact. One called it a, quote, normal tourist visit. I call it gaslighting. Oh, and then there's the little issue of Donald Trump continuing to falsely claim he won the November election, and lots of Republicans backing him on that. Amazing. And finally, at least 150 people were killed by gun violence in more than 400 shootings across the country over the 4th of July weekend. The Chicago police superintendent, David Brown, called July 4th the, quote, most challenging weekend of the year. According to the Chicago Police Department, 83 people were shot and 14 killed in shootings from 6 p.m. Friday to 6 a.m. Monday.
I got good news.
And that's just a bit of what's news for now. I'm Nicole Sandler. If you appreciate these reports and the Nicole Sandler Show, I hope you'll consider making a contribution. My work is 100% listener supported, and I can't do it without your help. Find out more at NicoleSandler.com, and please click on that donate button.